Bregman spit in the Astros' face because the Astros were off, had something for him, and he said, I'd rather be a Red Sox. I don't really, honestly, I don't think that's how it went.
Alex Bregman headed to the Boston Red Sox. I got a text from a buddy, Bleep Bregman, pissed that he goes to the Red Sox.
That's what I saw.
$40 million a year.
Here's what happened. Scott Boras got Astros fans thinking that this was a real deal, and I don't think I think this is not. Honestly, I think people got conned into believing that Alex Bregman. I mean, we discussed it. We're a sports talk show, though, but we discussed it. But I never felt real strong that he was coming back, just because, you had to shift some stuff in the outfield. You had to, obviously, it'd probably be a one-year deal. I didn't really feel like that a long-term deal was still on the table for the Astros because they'd already spent their money, and I don't think Jim Crane's going over the luxury threshold. Not with, not with some pitching decisions coming up. Most notably, with not Jordan,
with Fromber?
Fromber, thank you. So it's so I don't know. I mean, we discussed it. It's fun talking about the hypotheticals and thinking, this would be interesting if Bregman comes back. I think there are people who actually I know there are, who actually look at this as though Bregman spit in the Astros' face because the Astros were off, had something for him, and he said, I'd rather be a Red Sox. I don't really, honestly, I don't think that's how it went. I'm not sure that I think the Astros are willing to talk, but everything their general manager told us was that it was very preliminary and that it was not down the road at all.
Well, the average annual salary is $40 million a year with the Red Sox. So, he's got 3 years, $120 million. So
yeah, how are you touching
to catch the Astros $156 million is $18 a year over the next 2 years, the following 2 years.
Look, he got way more per year than I expected.
Yeah,
way more.
Yeah. So somebody put together MLB Metrics put together his best hits as an Astro. Number one is the walk-off against the Dodgers in Game 5. That was huge. I mean, Fisher scores, Astros win, 10-inning game. What was it, 30-29, whatever the score was. Ridiculous game. But the top 10 does not include the homer off Sale in Boston. I'm like, wait a minute. There's no top 10 of Alex Bregman.
I mean,
that does
Sale
not
came
include,
in out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Sale came in out of the bullpen and was a major, major factor at that point for the Red Sox. That absolutely has to be in there. Maybe they couldn't find the video.
Yeah, that was Game 4 of a deciding game. And that was a late home run, a seventh-inning home run. Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. He's got a couple against Washington. He's got hits against the Dodgers. That's all fine and good. Singles that score. Come on. Alex Bregman, if it's not one, it's two. It's the second biggest hit that he had as a Houston Astros. But listen, we looked at his postseason stats yesterday, but I want to tell you, there is Alex Bregman was in the middle of a lot of late inning, really important runs for the Houston Astros. A lot of them in the postseason. So, I mean, against Philadelphia, against the Dodgers, against Washington, against the Rangers, he was in the middle. I know his OPS is all crap and everything else, but he had a lot of big hits here. That's
he did.
Sure.
He did.
That's why we like him. I mean, he was so
clutch. He's never been the same guy since the trash can stuff. He was never the same hitter. Psychologically, he was a wreck for 2 straight years, a complete and utter mess. And it happened after 19, but he was hot. He was phenomenal 19. This guy was number 2 MVP. But, he just psychologically, he was like a whipped dog after that. He never had the same swagger. He never had the same consistency. He never had the same performance. I'm not blaming it, obviously, on the trash can stuff was in 17, so 19 was far beyond that, and I do not believe they cheated in 19. But I do think that Alex Bregman, since he became kind of the face of it because he and Altuve were the two that had to go. And you look at their performance in 20, terrible. It's like the only year Altuve's been terrible. He couldn't throw to first base. Like, Altuve was a mess in the bubble, the COVID bubble. But Bregman never was the same guy after that. It was. I mean, he's had his moments, but back in 19, this was the dude. Like, he was seriously, and you had a team full of dudes in 19, and Alex Bregman was right there. You had young Jordan, who was Rookie of the Year. You had, obviously, George Springer was still on that team, if I remember correct. No, George, I think, was off that team. But you had Carlos Correa had a really strong year, from what I recall. Well, I know Altuve did, but it was a loaded team, and I think that's the one thing with Bregman is it became flashes. But they were very good flashes at very important times. But I don't know. He just kind of fell off after 19, and you wonder how much of that was just psychological because he used to be he was kind of a little snot. Like, he really got under people's. Remember we used to talk about him like he was baseball Johnny Manziel?
Yeah.
That's what he felt like. He felt like baseball Johnny Manziel,
Well,
where he didn't care what you. He was going to do this and do that, and he was going to carry his bat down the base pass with him.
Well, I thought that was the turning point for him. He was never the same after carrying that bat down the first base and
Well, but what happened to him?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened to him, but he just wasn't the same guy.
His numbers plummeted after that.
Yeah.
After the 19th season, never even got close.
Yeah. 21 games in Fenway, 98 plate appearances, 7 home runs, 375 average, 1240 OPS. So the Red Sox are going to get something. We'll see. He likes to hit there. And now, listen, I don't know how many games he played in the early part of the season in Fenway, but you guys are going to see he ain't going to hit for a while. That's all we know. But we know something for sure. If he starts out hot in Boston and hits well, he'll be an all-star third baseman because he never, ever, ever starts well. If he can hit in Boston in April and May, they got themselves a nice one.
But I am surprised at how many people I am surprised to see. I'm just online. I didn't get any text messages personally, but how many people are like F Alex Bregman, GTFO? I mean, he was the Astros already chose other people. Alex Bregman chose to go elsewhere. The contract didn't materialize quickly. There was discussions about people. I kind of feel like that was probably Scott Boras using the media to whip the other teams into a frenzy a little bit, or at least get them interested. And I have no ill will towards him. I haven't had any ill will towards anybody other than Garrett Cole. Never any ill will towards anyone else, and that's because Garrett was an a-hole on the way out.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I know. I get it.